deserve a DA that won't have sex with his employees.
I didn't sexual assault anybody.
Ms. Anna Rodriguez.
Ask that again, please.
No doubt. Hugging, kissing.
To have inappropriate contact because we deserve better.
I certainly will not be choosing people to date that work under me.
What's going on, guys? There's more trouble in paradise because DA Fani Willis out here in Fulton County, Georgia, she just cannot catch a break. Her whole life is basically in shambles. All her life, she had to fight because now her daughter has been arrested for driving with a cell phone in her hand and having a suspended license. And on top of that, to make matters worse, she was pregnant. Okay, so she's 25 years old. Fani Willis, she was driving while pregnant. Cop spotted her, cell phone in the hand, pulled her over, and then was like, wait a minute. Looks like you got a suspended license, ma'am. You're going to jail. This is after all this controversy where she was trying to lock up President Donald Trump for this whole scheme to overturn the election nonsense that they pretended like he was trying to do so that she could, you know, advance her career, be some sort of hero, that sort of thing. Unfortunately for her, as you all know, this all blew up in her face. She's probably used to things blowing up in her face since she was having such a wild and crazy affair with Nathan Wade, but that's neither here nor there. So I'm gonna review the quick article here. Look, I can't get it. If I get rid of the ads, then it just like stops me from even seeing the site. So I got to have all these stupid, ridiculous ads like everywhere on the damn screen. Fani Willis's pregnant daughter, Kanaya, 25 years old, arrested in Georgia for driving with suspended license amid Trump election interference case. The daughter of Donald Trump nemesis, Fani Willis, poses glumly for her jail mugshot after being locked up for allegedly driving with a suspended license. Now, when you know that so much is on the line, one, you can't be having wild and crazy affairs. You got to be focused. Okay, you got to have tunnel vision. Fani Willis, she failed. She had her eyes on the crown jewels, apparently. And also, the family has to ideally be focused as well because they're going to use any and everything against you, your family, your friends, you name it. Kanaya, 25, whose mom is spearheading a fake criminal election interference case, I added the word fake in there, against former president, was arrested in Tyrone, Georgia. I'm not even exactly sure where Tyrone is, so I live in Georgia, and I don't really know where Tyrone is at. An incident reported obtained exclusively by Daily Mail reveals Kanaya, who is pregnant, was pulled over because cops spotted her using a cell phone while driving a 2010 Nissan Altima. You would think with a mom in a DA's position with as much money as she's getting paid, will be able to probably afford for her daughter to drive a slightly nicer car than a 2010 Altima. For crying out loud, it's 2024. Your daughter's still driving a 2010 Altima? What the hell type of mom are you? A 14-year-old car, Fani? Seriously? Continuing. She said the reason for her using a cell phone was while operating the vehicle due to her mom calling her repeatedly related to her pregnancy. Uh-oh, guys, we got a potentially another problem here. If I'm reading this correctly, it says the Texas Southern University student told an officer that from Tyrone Police Department, she was unaware her license was revoked on May 13th for the same offense, driving while suspended. So again, if I'm reading this correctly, it sounds like her license was suspended previously and she got pulled over for this already. And then she left it in suspended state and continued to drive on a suspended license, just didn't give a damn. And now she got busted again, like more than once, so at least 2 times. Key words are, it says same offense, same offense. So I'm thinking her license was suspended before. A booking photo obtained by Daily Mail shows Kanaya looking drained and dejected as she arrived at 554 Bed Lockup, 30 minutes south of Atlanta. Damn, what type of name is that? 554-Bed Lockup. The punishment for driving on a suspended license in Georgia is a minimum of 2 days in jail, a fine of at least $500, and a 6-month extension of the suspension. You already know she's going to be driving on that damn suspended license again because she seemed like she's probably a little dumb. If Kanaya is found guilty of a second offense, the penalties escalate for at least 10 days in jail and a fine of between $1,000 and $2,500. I want to show y'all something that had me dying. So this story popped up on X. Okay, you see her picture here, but pretty much everybody and their mom posted this story. And somebody in the comments said, has she tried dating the prosecutor? Burn. Yo, why y'all gotta do the Willis family like this? This whole Fani Willis situation, this just blew up in her face. And not in the way that she likes. Nathan ain't here no more, so now she gotta get other people to blow up in her face. She gotta get other things to blow up in her face. So this is just sad that this is happening, guys. And to make matters worse, everybody knows that the motion to dismiss didn't quite go through, that she just had to basically fire Nathan and then she was able to continue. But again, as a reminder for those who don't know what's going on with the case now, it's basically put on pause because it's been appealed, or at least an appeal was filed with the appeals court. They agreed to look at it. Only problem is they agreed to look at it in December 2024, and they wouldn't make a decision until at least 2025.
And closer, there is a huge historic decision that is still looming. 1 year ago to the day, former President Donald Trump and 18 others were formally charged in Fulton County.
And we covered it extensively then, as we continue to do now. District Attorney Fani Willis accusing them of meddling in Georgia's 2020 election. Atlanta News First political reporter Doug Reardon is live outside the Fulton County Courthouse. A lot has happened since that night, Doug.
Yeah, and a lot hasn't happened since that night. We stood right here in this spot 365 days ago to the day when those charges were brought against Trump and many of his colleagues. And, you know, even now, a year later, Trump is very far from seeing the inside of a courtroom here in Fulton County. The charges brought against former President Donald Trump and many of his colleagues upended American legal history and threatened the success of his eventual run for president. But a year later,
former President Trump is not going to get tried here in Fulton County anytime soon.
Defense attorney Josh Schiffer says a year out, we could be farther from a Trump trial than this time last year, not closer.
Donald Trump's biggest priority in this entire process was pushing any kind of exposure to trial past the November general election date, and they have succeeded wildly. There's absolutely no chance this case sees a trial before the election.
Since that night charges were brought, some of Trump's have been dropped and 4 of his co-defendants have pleaded guilty. But it was a relationship between District Attorney Fani Willis and her lead prosecutor, Nathan Wade, that ended up getting more attention than any other element of the trial.
Nathan Wade's relationship with Fani Willis can easily be found as the reason this case is not proceeding at the speed she wanted at the beginning.
It led to a ruling that saw Wade's exit from the case and a long appeals process to also get Willis removed that hasn't even started yet. Georgia's appeals court will take that case up in December of 2024 and rule by March 2025. After that, the decision, no matter what it is, will likely be appealed by the losing side to Georgia's Supreme Court.
In a year from now, we're probably going to be still spinning our wheels to a degree, waiting for courts of appeal to finish their difficult work.
And in the meantime, Donald Trump has very consistently bashed Fani Willis at a lot of his campaign rallies, and at hers, Kamala Harris has used this indictment as her main attack against Donald Trump. By the way, we reached out to Fani Willis's office today. They had no comment.
And one of the things that they didn't mention here in that quick little snippet that I posted is that you got the Georgia Supreme Court, and then you got the United States Supreme Court. So you're talking about something that could take years. Fani Willis is cooked in this scenario. Even if Trump doesn't win, he's not going to have to deal with this. This is just one of those scenarios where you really got to look at yourself first before you start trying to point out the skeletons in somebody else's closet. Clean up your damn closet, Fani, because it looks like you got way too much going on. Be out here pointing the finger and talking about it's good versus evil and it's racism, it's a black thing or whatever else.
The election, I was so pissed off at that. How could this Texas cracker come here and run the black community? I was just livid
Who
about
are you referring to?
Jesse
Fani
Unruh, Big Daddy Fat Texas Cracker. Okay, Unruh. Okay, him. Okay.
Your Honor, I'm not trying to be racist, okay? But it's a black thing, okay? You know.
So you got a racist daddy. You got a daughter who can't get right, driving on suspended license. You out here sleeping with the prosecutor. Like, guys, this is just a mess. You need to go ahead, sit your little ass down somewhere, because you was way in over your head. You let this position as district attorney get to your head, and now this big old ego you got, thinking that you can take on Teflon Don. You can just take on the world, but you were wrong, Fani. You tried. You failed. Best bet for you is to work on some of those family issues you got at home with your daddy, with your daughter, and with yourself, whatever sex fiend and you got going on with Nathan Wade and whatever little crazy sexcapades y'all probably still got going on. Maybe get all of that stuff out of your system first before you start coming for anybody else. That's just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.